The following is a free-time political announcement provided by your TV.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Amon and I am running for the position of Parry Sound Town Councillor. In the next few minutes, I hope that you will get to know me a little better, have an understanding of what I would do to support, what I would support as councillor if elected, and the skills that I have to support the job. My wife and I have lived in the Parry Sound area for the last 6 years. We have found the people to be friendly and felt welcome from the time we arrived. Parry Sound truly is a jewel of the 30,000 islands. I have a science degree from the University of Waterloo and spent my career in the food and beverage industry, most recently as an operations and quality manager. My experience in the private sector has provided me with the skill to understand and manage budgets, capital projects, and strategic costs. My skills as a facilitator, continuous improvement leader, and manager would prepare me to work with residents, staff, and council members to create innovative solutions to the challenges that we will face in the next 4 years. We must think outside the box. In the face of shrinking resources, creativity is the key to success. As a councillor, I would support controlled economic and residential growth. Growth has an impact on the town's supporting infrastructure, such as water, sewer, and roads, to name a few. There must be a balance between the benefits of growth and the costs to the ratepayer. I would encourage the expansion of tourism and support initiatives letting everyone know that Parry Sound is open for business. I would support the continued investment in the town infrastructure to ensure the long-term safety of residents and the function of critical services. I would personally support my commitment to responsible spending and infrastructure investment by allocating 5% of my salary as councillor to infrastructure projects. Some may say this is a token gesture. I prefer to think of it as the beginning to leadership by example, commitment, and creative thinking. In closing, I would like to thank your TV for the opportunity to speak and everyone who has supported me so far. Best of luck to all candidates in their campaigns. Lastly, I would encourage everyone to make sure they're on the voters list, and of course, cast your vote for Mark Amon on October 22nd in support of a new point of view. Thank you.
Hi, my name is George Ashford, and I'm asking for your vote for Parry Sound Council. The reason I decided to run for councillor is because I believe in the people and businesses in Parry Sound. Parry Sound is a great place to live, work, and raise your family. Our town is so rugged and real that its development is driven by the natural beauty that we experience each day as the jewel of the 30,000 islands. I believe in a Parry Sound where council supports the growth and development of our strong local businesses while keeping a focus on the mental and physical health of our residents. Voting for me means voting to end the wild spending on council's pet projects and refocusing those energies to support you and your family. We are facing some issues as a town around development, protecting the environment, infrastructure, and mental health and wellness. My focus will be working together to support our shared goals by making council a partner and support for the great things that Parry Sounders are doing to build our town. When you call the town, you will get results from me. Again, my name is George Ashford, and I'm asking for your vote. Please take a look at my website at georgeashford.ca. Get involved, get informed, and share your opinion. I know we can do this together. Thank you.
Hello Parry Sound, my name is Vanessa Backman. I have called Parry Sound home for over 15 years. I am blessed with 2 wonderful sons, an amazing family, and the opportunity to live in Parry Sound. I decided to run for council after many years of community involvement. I am a past director of the Parry Sound DBA, the Chamber of Commerce, and for 3 years I was an executive member on the Regional Economic Development Advisory Committee. I believe my role as councillor is a natural progression. It is important for me to talk about the method in which we operate as a municipality and how we are geared to the sustainability issues of keeping a community afloat, if you will. I believe it is important to adopt a sustainability plan based around the 4 pillars, one being economic development, social development, environmental development, and probably one of our most important, cultural development. It is important to include these 4 tenets into a sustainability plan so that whenever we make a decision affecting the community, we can filter them through a sustainability plan to make sure we mitigate the results and provide the net benefit for the most people for the longest period of time. If there is a message in that, it is to look toward the future. When we make decisions, we should actually not make a decision until it kicks in at the end of our term, so that we have something to look forward to. What we're doing is involving the next generation and the kids into the process. We're setting the stage so they get to enjoy the benefits as opposed to these short-term gains and long-term pains. We've got it backwards. We've got to have long-term gain, and sometimes that means short-term pain. At the end of the day, we can do greater planning for greater people for the future. Having said this, the town of Parry Sound needs to work closely with area municipalities. It is important that we match up our community plan with area strategic plans. This will allow us to find common denominators and work jointly on regional projects. As we move forward into the next council, we need to continue working in this capacity to develop a regional aquatic recreation center. The reality is that we are separated by distance, but we are not separated on issues, despite the geography issues are the same. I think it is incumbent upon us to find the best way through the community to address these issues. No one community is going to have a monopoly and all the answers. No one has the best way of doing everything. So we've got to pull the best out of everybody. Our differences are going to give us opportunities to start sharing some of our good practices, whether they are issues of openness and transparency, certainly community inclusiveness. We have a lot to learn from each other. Now, sometimes the time to see if we can go forward using the best practices from all of communities and all of our common minds. Again, no one has the best way of doing things, but together we can all develop a better way of doing things. I believe we all have a desire to get better. I believe everyone has a common goal. We may not be able to communicate this easily, but at the end of the day, we have so much in common. It's to do the right thing. I guess in summation, I can learn a lot more by listening than I can by talking. I look forward to hearing the voices of my community and encourage questions that require deep thinking to get the right answers. I look forward to having your support in this year's election on October 22nd. Please vote Vanessa Bachman.
Hello, Parry Sound. My name is Mike Barker, and I'm running for council for the town of Parry Sound. In the early 2000s, I was elected to council for 2 consecutive terms. However, due to a growing business in Barrie and my commitments to it, I had to make a very difficult decision to move there. Consequently, I resigned from my seat in my 2nd term before completion. Since that time, opportunities have changed for me. I'm happy to say my wife, Kathy, and I now live here full-time and have been here since 2012. Both our mothers, 3 children and their spouses, and our 6 grandchildren also live here. We are truly blessed to have an immediate family all living in the same area. Not many families can say this. I hear too many times that many of our young people leave for further education or better employment opportunities that are not provided in our small town. Excuse me. Many of our youth just want out of our town because there's nothing here for them. I understand this. Our small town is just that, too small. If we have any chance of attracting the development and investment needed to thrive, we first need to expand. I'm talking about amalgamation. I believe that the future of our town and the surrounding municipality starts with amalgamation. Not just 1 or 2 of our neighbors, but all 7 municipalities must join together to provide the impetus to flourish in this area. We cannot continue as we are. We either move forward or move backwards. There is no standing still. Amalgamation of our 7 municipalities would show the province and private investors that this new amalgamated Greater Parry Sound is open for business year-round. Amalgamation can also make it easier to build a community center for a pool and ice pads with year-round ice with funding from the province for area improvements. I realize amalgamation isn't going to happen overnight, so in the meantime, I plan to work hard for the town of Parry Sound. My campaign hashtag is Revitalize Parry Sound. Revitalize means to imbue with new life and vitality. Revitalize is exactly what I want to do for Parry Sound. I plan to revitalize the returns of events to town, revitalize the boat ramps, work on getting the arena floor insulated so the arena can be used for most of the year, do an inventory of the town-owned buildings that do not generate revenue, and look at selling them to help build a pool complex, which could include a library and museum. I'd look into a 24/7 garbage disposal at the transfer station, similar to the Seguin unit that doesn't have attendants. I'd reduce development red tape, and the development of the waterfront is a definite must. In closing, I ask for your support on October 22nd. Vote Barker. Thank you very much, and thank you, Kojiko, for this opportunity.
Hi, I'm Paul Borneman. Since 1997, it's been my privilege to serve on council. In that time, our community's enjoyed numerous advancements, and I'm proud of the role I've played in delivering those to you. Tourism continues to be the economic lifeblood of Parry Sound. Council needs to pay attention to trends, changes in provincial policy. We need to work more closely with Explorer's Edge and take advantage of funding opportunities. We need to facilitate the development of new product and extend the season where possible. Economic diversification moving forward is imperative. Stats can report that 85% of all new jobs come from existing business. Council needs to facilitate their efforts to expand by advocating for the extension of natural gas lines and improvement in high-speed connectivity. These actions will assist in luring new business to the community as well. There's a shortage of housing across the range. Council needs to review its official plan to ensure its flexibility and to eliminate red tape. A wellness complex or pool is something that we'd all like to see, but it must make sense. The town must verify costs and work with our neighbors to ensure that everyone is on board with respect to the costs of construction and operation. Waterfront development is closer now than it's ever been. The OPP are moving. Ownership of Big Sound Marina is within our grasp. These decisions will shape the future of Parry Sound. We only get to do this once. We have to do it right. Council must implement policies to assure that the private sector that Parry Sound is a positive place to invest your dollars. That would include maintaining a stable tax rate. Parry Sound is home for Elsa and I. If re-elected, I'll continue to act with integrity and be dedicated to the job. I'll be fair to each of you and base my decisions on the merit of the situation rather than a preconceived agenda. My experience, knowledge, and common sense will help us all arrive at better decisions. For a more prosperous Parry Sound, vote Paul Borneman. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Roger Burton, and I'm asking that you vote for me in the upcoming election to fill a seat on Parry Sound Town Council. A little about myself. I was born in Parry Sound, raised in Carling and McDougall, graduated from Parry Sound High School, married a Parry Sound girl, and raised 3 children here. Most of my adult life has been spent here. Most of the time here was in the automotive business, service, parts, sales, management. I'm now fully retired. Recently lost my darling wife. My children and grandchildren all live in Southern Ontario, so I have lots of time to devote to the council position. I've been a long-time member and past president of the Parry Sound Golf and Country Club. I'm a long-time member and past president of the Shrine Club, a long-time member of the Masonic Lodge. I'm a life member and past president of the Kinsman Club. In my opinion, the existing council has done a good job over the past few years. I also believe there is much room for improvement. I will work hard to see those improvements happen. It is my desire to improve the life of the people of Parry Sound, to see our community continue to grow. We need economic development, we need more industry, more jobs, higher wages. In order to attract businesses to our town, we need fair taxes, fair utility rates, reasonably priced housing, and a willing and able workforce. We need less red tape. But most importantly, I believe we need full cooperation between the 7 municipalities that make up the West Parry Sound District. We need to realize that we are one community, and in order to prosper, we need to work together. No, not just tolerate one another, but create a real, genuine partnership. I will work hard to see that partnership develop. We are a tourist destination. We have world-class tourist attractions. Let's embrace and promote that. We are a retirement community. That is also worth promoting. We have a great place to live. Let's let the world know how proud we are to live in this wonderful community. Business owners want to locate in great communities. Let's be that great community and watch businesses come to us. I offer you my honesty, my work ethic, my experience, my time, my accessibility. Please look for the name Roger Burden when casting your vote. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello, my name is Jamie Chapman, and I am running for Parry Sound Town Council. I want to make this very clear. I am not a politician. I am a blue-collar working stiff. I'm 56 years old, and I've been employed with CP Rail for almost 38 years. I'm a fourth-generation railroader, and I am a strong supporter of the working class, the rank and file. I come from a working class family, and I am a locomotive engineer, and I work my butt off every day and every night. I am pro-union, and I believe in strong middle-class values. I am also a fiscal conservative, and I believe in responsible municipal governance. And that's why I have decided to run for council. I firmly believe that our town council needs a change of faces and a change in voice. Our voices are not being heard, and I want that to change. I would like the opportunity to be your voice in the council chamber. I will speak for you. I have been the union representative for the locomotive engineers for more than a dozen years. Prior to representing the union, I was in management for about 15 years. I have successfully completed 3 separate university degrees, including a graduate degree, a master's degree. I have a master's degree from the University of Calgary. These degrees were all completed while I was working full-time. I believe my educational background, my business experience, and my union representation skill sets will provide real and common sense opportunities within our council. My political platform is fairly straightforward. I firmly believe that the town needs a change of municipal council. We need better town planning processes. We need qualified town administrative staff. We need to adhere to the official town plan, and we need to act within the scope of the law. We need fiscal responsibility. We want open and transparent council meetings, and we want political accountability. In short, we want our voices to be heard. I intend to voice the many concerns that are being expressed to me by the homeowners of Parry Sound. Our current municipal government has become tone deaf to the citizens. People's concerns are not being heard. Homeowners are being left out of the planning process by the current town council and mayor. They are not listening to us, the constituents, the people, like you and I. I am a homeowner, and I have had several dealings with the current town council and mayor, and I have successfully forced them to amend a number of wrong-headed and misguided planning decisions. I intend to represent a positive change for the community by standing up for the homeowners, the ratepayers, and the business interests. I do not support fluoridization of the town's water supply for 2 key reasons. First, there is no valid scientific evidence supporting the chemical addition of fluoride to our drinking water. I would also suggest that unproven mass medication does not sit well with my personal belief system. Look, here's the bottom line. The current council is not listening to us. It's not listening to the people, the homeowners, the ratepayers. They are not listening to us. They are listening to themselves. I believe there needs to be a change of council. Town council is supposed to represent our interests. Our voices must be heard, and we need to take back the town council. We need smart choices and educated decisions. And that's why I'm asking for your vote in this election.
I'm Brian Fisher, born and raised in Parry Sound. I worked for the town of Parry Sound for 27 years, managing the water and wastewater departments in the latter years. During the management term, we completed the new build of the Tony Agnola water filtration plant and 3 of 4 phases of the rebuild of the wastewater treatment plant. I always strive to provide the best service to the ratepayers, whether it was working around the clock to restore service or planning and budgeting to keep the cost of services provided low. I feel that progress and new gains are needed. Matters that were on the forefront 4 years ago are still standing. An example would be feral cats and of course fluoride. More attention is required to what promotes the town, from as simple as the maintenance of the fitness trail to providing assistance to organizations such as senior groups and organizers of annual events. An example would be the possible return of the sport bike rally. With your support, I would like to have the opportunity to represent the community and promote what my town's ratepayers want. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Albert Fuller, normally called Ab. I'm a retired businessman that knows to be successful, you have to get the biggest bang for your buck. I'd like to help apply that principle to Parry Sound. I'm all for extending the boundaries, as I assume most people are from what I've heard. Parry Sound needs room to grow, and we all know it. But we also have to do something about the derelict buildings. They're an eyesore. The empty, decaying buildings do nothing for the community. I was born and raised in Parry Sound. I've been involved in many organizations, everything from minor hockey, minor baseball, winter carnival, Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 117, Hunters and Anglers, and most recently, Habitat for Humanity. I'm retired, healthy, and I would appreciate an opportunity to provide a fresh perspective to the town council. And with your help, on October 22nd, we'll do it. Thank you.
Good day. I'm Bonnie Keith, and I'm running for a position as a councillor in the town of Parry Sound. First of all, I'd like to say I'm proud to be a Canadian, and I'm proud to be a Parry Sounder. I value the sacrifices that others made in wars and movements for the freedom I can enjoy today. So why run for a councillor position? First of all, I have experience. I am a seasoned councillor. I care about Parry Sound. I'm committed, accountable, responsible, ethical, and sincere. I want the best bang for the buck, for your dollar and my dollar. From going door to door canvassing, and I have done this on every campaign, I have discovered and developed some strategies. The strategies are a yes we can attitude. Improving our marketing techniques. We need to showcase what we're doing in Parry Sound throughout not only Ontario, on our website and all social media and all forums to say this is a great place to live and this is what we are doing. We need more collaborative economic partnerships. I believe we should have a think tank that we hold in Parry Sound asking other First Nations and other municipalities to come to Parry Sound, see the tracts of land we have, ask stakeholders and developers to come to Parry Sound, and let's see what we can make happen. Let's hear some ideas. Let's let people know we are open for business and development here in Parry Sound. I believe we need to address more inclusiveness and accessibility. Develop an ethnic food fair is something that I think we could have as an event in our community. Also, our sidewalks. We need to look at that. Also, let's get it done, the pool and wellness center, and let's have diverse housing and affordable housing. Finally, I would say I will respect your tax dollar, enthusiastically collaborate, strengthen community partnerships, proactively think of solutions, be environmentally aware, change for the better, and I'm trustworthy. Please read my brochure, and thank you, Miigwech.
Hi there, my name is Doug McCann, and I'm seeking your support for seat on the Parry Sound Council, which would be my second term. It was always my intention to run for a second term in hopes that I would take what I've learned and experienced in my first term and put that knowledge to work for you for the next 4 years. I'd like to be able to sit here and say that I can promise jobs, housing for everyone, amenities such as public transportation, public pool, and so on, but it just doesn't work that way. Anyone running for office needs to remember that he or she has just one vote at the table. And more often than not, we all face hurdles and limitations. What I can promise you is that I can advocate for and champion for these things, seizing opportunities, asking the right people the right questions like, why can't we do that here? Pushing for ideas and motions which would come to the table for discussion and a vote, the kinds of things that we would all deem to make for an attractive lifestyle here in Parry Sound. I want to investigate and promote opportunities that would result in a more affluent workforce and subsequently an affluent town. I believe we can cater to new and existing industries that are behind growing technologies of this 21st century. We certainly have the fiber optic infrastructure, and with the 4-laning of the Trans-Canada Highway running by our door, 2 major rail lines, and of course Georgian Bay, we have the best of all worlds. But you know, it's not good enough to say we have Georgian Bay, come visit, or better yet, come live here. We've got to do a lot more than that. We've got to have some self-sustaining opportunities in place. And I know you've heard this before, but I think Council in the past 4 years has identified potential opportunities and certainly priorities. One, for example, is the concept of opening up Parry Sound Road to meet Osler Park Drive to facilitate for more development and increase our tax base. And we all want housing, a solution that suits everyone. I'd like to see a fair and reasonable mixture of housing opportunities. And inasmuch as affordable housing is required, we have people from all walks of life locating here in Parry Sound who've just been hired. It might be by the West Parry Sound Health Centre, or Belvedere Heights, or perhaps the M&R, the Coast Guard, private business, and these people simply cannot find decent accommodation. And the town of Parry Sound is unique in that we must deal with a number of anomalies. One of the biggest is that we are constricted by our municipal boundaries, and yet we are considered to be the hub. We have aging infrastructure, we have the need to build on our reserves for water, rolling stock, asset management, and we must determine what's best for immediate debt and long-term financing, the latter which spreads the cost to future generations who will be benefiting from the goods and services. I want you to know that as your council representative, I am just that, your representative, your voice, and my first priority has always been and will continue to be the people who elected me. I am a team player, and I've enjoyed working with our current council over the last 4 years, and I've appreciated the help and support from our town staff. And I certainly bring a lot of passion to the table. I want more for Parry Sound. I'd like to see the affluence that other comparable towns enjoy. And so I hope to take my experience and build on that in the next 4 years, and I would very much appreciate your support for the upcoming municipal election. I'm Doug McCann, and thank you for your support.
Hi, good morning. My name's Leanne Turner. I'm running for Town Council for the town of Parry Sound, and I'm pleased to do so. I'm a new permanent resident in Parry Sound. I have a background in business and economic development. I'm also a registered nurse, and I have a very long background in terms of justice and adjudication and advocacy. My interest in running for Parry Sound Town Council comes as a result of hearing far and wide that the council is looking for a change, and I would like to be the voice of that change. I come to you as a permanent resident, as I mentioned, and I'm familiar with legislation, the need for accountability in terms of services, and I like to see a cradle to grave system of culture, recreation, education, and social events. We have a need for growth here in Parry Sound. We also have a need for housing and all styles of housing, whether it be high-end housing or affordable housing. We do need to see some growth. I'm so pleased to see the energy that's being expended on our waterfront, because that is truly a jewel in our community, and I'd like to see that move forward also. In terms of recreation for youth, we have many young families that have chosen, for whatever reason, not to live in Parry Sound, but close by, and I would like to see those people coming back. And having those people come back creates a sense of balance and a sense of community. In terms of our seniors, we have a fair number of seniors, and we have a good base and foundation for seniors, and I'd like to see that continue. And the balance of having a well-designed community is having people here from birth until they retire. So I'd like to thank you very much. I hope that you'll vote for me. My name is Leanne Turner, and I would represent you very well, and I'd work very hard for your needs. Thank you.